So as a little review, okay, since we're gonna have a quiz tomorrow, this is a cubic function that I would expect you know how to graph. So you can see that this is moving to the right 3 units and up 2 units. So my first point is going to be right about here. And if you remember how to do the cubic graphs, so you would do a right 1 up 1, and then do the opposite direction. Okay. And then you go right 1 up 7. So it would go ahead and hit 10 as the y value. And then you would go left 1 and down 7 from 2 comma 1. So that would be 1 comma negative 6. So if that's the case, you will go ahead and do this. Okay, so I would expect that no one should feel challenged by this graph. Oops. Okay, no one should feel challenged by this graph. And after you make all the dots, make sure that the dots are visible to you and to the world. And therefore, you can swap the points. I mean, you can swap the x and y coordinates. So 1 point at a time. 5 comma 10 becomes 10 comma 5. 4 comma 3 becomes 3 comma 4. 3 comma 2 becomes 2 comma 3. 2 comma 1 becomes 1 comma 2. 1 comma negative 6 becomes negative 6 comma 1. So your inverse graph, oops, should break it down to 2 parts. That would be better. Okay, so that's going to be the graph of the inverse. And we're going to go ahead and find out the inverse. The domain and range is going to be a bit boring because they're all going to be just negative infinity to infinity. Since cube root functions and the cubic functions, they do not have any sort of restrictions. I want to focus more on the part B, finding the inverse algebraically. Just want to make sure that you are perfectly capable of doing it. And again, we're going to set the y equal to x minus 3 cubed plus 2. Now, your job, it's very simple. Again, I want you to understand your job. Your job is to find out the inverse. So we'll swap the x and y. We'll swap the x and y, and then get y by itself. Now, some people might get distracted by this 3, and they're thinking about, should I distribute the cube into the parentheses? That's not your job. Your job is to get y by itself. Oh, hold on. I bet there's no square. I don't know why I put a square right here. So x is equal to y minus 3 cubed plus 2. Okay, you swap the x and y. And then now, just go ahead and get y by itself. So x minus 2. Okay, you will subtract 2 on both sides to get rid of the plus 2. To get rid of the cube, you will cube root it. And make sure you cube root the entire side. So the entire x minus 2 would be snuck into the cube root. And then y it's equal to cube root of x minus 2 plus 3. So that's the inverse. Yes, that's the inverse. If you look at the graph, that's the purple graph that we had drawn already. Okay, so that's the purple graph right here. use purple. That's the equation, okay? So is the purple graph a function? Look at the purple graph. Does it pass the vertical line test? Yeah. So we say yes, okay? Because it passes the vertical line test, okay? So that's straightforward, okay? That's really straightforward.